Okay, let's summarize all this stuff now. So now we've seen the great variety of ways in which states, that is sovereign states, that is independent sovereign states, work together increasingly in today's world to get economic stuff done or military defense stuff done or cultural stuff done. And let me impress upon you one last time how radically different the world of today is compared to 1,000 or 100 or even 60 years ago. We are truly living in what I call the age of blocks, because this is just not the norm for all of human history, that you'd have these sovereign states working together and growing in power, again, perhaps at the expense of the whole sovereign state concept. It's important to understand this stuff so you can decipher global news, who is working together with who, what bloc may be competing with another bloc in the world, what regions are successfully working together under these supranationalist frameworks to get richer or more militarily powerful or have more of a global influence as their single consolidated group speaks with a much greater voice than any of the individual components of that group ever could. Yes, the stuff's really important. But on a more abstract level, do continue to consider the impact that the rise of supranationalist organizations has had on that concept of state sovereignty itself. I mean, think about it. That's the way it's been for like a long, long time. The sovereign state trumps all. Is it going to continue to for the rest of our lives? I don't know. Think about questions like this. Is the world moving away from the sovereign state as the most accepted and most powerful structure of political and economic power? Are policies and treaties of the future going to be negotiated between sovereign states? Or increasingly, perhaps, between supranationalist blocs? Is global trade of the future going to be more between sovereign states or within a supranationalist bloc or between supranationalist blocs? And are wars of the future going to be fought between sovereign states or perhaps fought between these increasingly powerful supranationalist organizations, particularly those ones based on a common defense? Speaking of wars, hopefully you are now also thinking about how conflict has changed so radically in the last century and be able to make some predictions about how it will continue to morph in our times in terms of warfare technologies. Who is fighting who? Where are they fighting? Groups fighting each other now instead of states fighting each other. Why that conflict is occurring. How warfare is conducted. The casualty counts of such warfare. And how those changes affect your country's weapon systems, its standing armies, its peoples, and its policies. Yes! All of that together. Now, hopefully you get a little bit more on the global stage about countries working together, cooperating with each other, but also how they're still conflicting with each other. But enough of the global stuff. Let's now move on to the individual world regions for which the course was named. Onward to the regions.